I think we're live. Yeah, we're live now, so we good. We good.
Nice.
Cool.
Starting with the Jito chart. I like it.
Yeah. Oh, are we? Oh, yeah. No, that's not live on the screen, but
Ew, that chart is disgusting.
yeah, bro. Yeah. Sorry, lower time frames. Lower time frames. It's good this morning.
That chart is disgusting.
Much better.
It's the only thing green on the day, so I don't know. The
Oh
Cheetos.
no! I need to have a look at some of these coins because I just woke up. Let's have a look.
Fuck, your watch list is so big.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
I have
He's-
like
What the fuck? Injective.
I think I have
He got
8
that.
coins on my watch list.
Oh yeah,
Big watch list.
Injective is Injective looks good.
Yeah.
Looks
'Cause
really
I
good.
saw paid group leader, which is I think that's Rookie's alt, Rookie XPT's alt. He's like been DCAing. I think he started buying it at like 38, 39, 38. I think he was DCAing like a long, and every time it would go down, he'd just like fucking put another like 6 figures in. So like, yeah, he's literally just fucking. He has he has like 33,000 injective. So
True.
Nice.
open
True.
right now. So yeah. What else does he have? And he's got a few other things. He was short Seiyan yesterday as well. But yeah,
Yeah.
Ah,
interesting.
Cool. All right. Well,
posters up. Let's go.
posters up. Let's go. Do you want to do a little intro and then I'll kick off the little intro music?
Hell yeah. So we're live?
Yeah, we're live. We good.
Wonderful. All right. Rotatos, welcome back to the Brotato Capital Poad. We've got the full crew here for the first time since the first episode that we don't talk about because it didn't record properly. But this is it. We're joined by the Blockchain God 69. We've got Crypto Swiss. Z is back. Wonel's here. And of course, me as well. Yeah. How we doing, guys?
We good.
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 Doing good. Doing good.
I'm still half asleep, but drinking a Monster Ultra, so pretty
Which
good.
Monster Ultra?
What?
Yeah, what? I've got a slab of them off Amazon.
Very nice.
I,
How much is a slab on Amazon?
Oh, it's not that bad. I think I paid like 58 or 57. I don't know.
That's very good.
I think it's like 250 a can or I don't know.
Yeah,
that's
that's
way
not too
better.
bad. Yeah.
That's all right. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the whites, but my IBS doesn't like diet drinks anymore, so it completely
Oh,
fucks me.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so annoying.
Yeah.
Got to be careful with saying love the whites. It's
It's almost as bad as the blacked conversation we were just having prior to the stream. So.
We're like 2 minutes in and it's already deteriorated to this level, guys. Come on. Hold it together.
Sorry.
All right. Roll that intro and let's go, Wonel.
All right. Oh, wrong screen. Oh, I just fucking did it again. Sorry.
Nah, you're good. It worked.
Sorry. No, I just it was set up for when Z wasn't here, so
Oh, no.
we tested in prod.
Hey, man.
Nice.
No.
Nice.
Testing prod.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, gentlemen, how do we want to kick things off? We got a lot of stuff we need to talk about today.
Heaps.
I feel like a good way to start off would be to chat about, Celestia, modular money. I'm still not sure exactly what it does, but
You
I
get
think that's a
Airdrops.
good place to start.
Dude, I have like 6 figures of it and I still don't know what it does. So
it was 6
Yeah,
figures
it's
right
modular.
before they
Yeah.
cheated it.
before they cheated it. But yeah, I don't know. It was doing a lot of volume, but like the last few days, I feel like it was just like a big rotation play. People with profits were just rotating into the next Cosmos play.
Mm.
But
Also,
I feel like this is why we need like more money. We need more like hard fire money in the system, because like I feel like every time there's like a rotation, like if you look at 2021, when there's like a rotation, the coin doesn't like go down that they're rotating out of because there's so much money. But like right now, if you're rotating out of a coin, the coin goes down. So we need more money.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I feel like everything, like when Jito happened, like that gave us so much more fresh money to play with, and then that like allowed the Sol thing to happen. Now, like since then, and then like since that little roller coaster's like dwindled down, like there hasn't been anything fresh, and no one really wants to take a position fresh like prior to this like ETF shit. So it's just been like hot pool of money
for sure.
rolling
They're
around.
just de-risking into it.
Yeah.
I think literally everyone is just waiting. Like if what I've seen from all the like just traders in general is that, you know, the best risk move is to just kind of wait for an approval and then gig along it from there and not try and get caught just like flushed out on lev beforehand, being like, it's
I
fine.
think I've seen like a lot of posts on a lot of big traders, and they're just saying, "Oh, I'm just flat," like going into it, because if they use leverage, they probably know they're going to get fucked around.
Yeah,
like they'll just, even if it does go up, they'll get fucked like right before it.
yeah, like funding rates.
There'll be like a
moment
flush. Yeah,
are pretty good. I've just put it up on the screen. But like everything's like flat or like slightly negative, so it's good. It's healthy. We're looking a lot better than we did like prior to Gen 3 when we had the big nuke. Like I just put up the heat map and it's like fully yellow, and then it's like green as fuck now. So it's good. I like
This
it.
is nice.
nice.
But on Celestia, I feel like there was a couple of cool things that happened in the last week that probably helped with that rotation play. So like the Dimension Airdrop was one, which was cool. Which ironically did really well for the Cibalaurs, because, you know, if you had your multiple wallets, like you got a lot more of an airdrop than if you just like fully staked into one.
Oh, don't remind me.
So
I had a few wallets with like 3 figures in it.
You still did pretty well.
No, but no, 4 figures, sorry, of like tier. But it's because I had the Pudgies that, you know, the Pudgies as well. They helped out.
Pudgies came through.
Yeah, I can't believe that. I was like, wait,
Yeah,
Pudgies are eligible? That's so cool.
yeah,
that was
it's
nuts.
pretty sick.
Yeah.
I just need the little Pudgy eligibility. I'm like, guys, help the pause out, you know? I'm doing my bit.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. So like, I think what we'll see now is like a lot more of these Celestia airdrop type things replicate the same snapshot process that Dimension did, given that they were like the first mover. So I think it's going to be an interesting dynamic to see play out over the next few months, with all of those airdrops with Celestia. But
I saw someone say that there'd be a premium on wallets that staked before Jan
yeah,
1st.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think if you
Yeah,
hadn't
there would be.
staked like before this point, it's probably like negative EV. Like I
Well,
think
I unstaked. Actually, I didn't tell you guys this, but last night before I went to bed, I unstaked like a big portion of it. But I kept, so like the big wallets that I had, I've like couple with like 1,000. I just kept like 100 in them each, and then I just unstaked the rest, because like I feel like at this point, they would have taken, you know, the snapshots for most, and even if they haven't, I've still got like the 100 in there, because I don't think they're going to reward the big wallets anyway. So I mean, they could in the future, but like I just don't feel comfortable having like all this money staked for 21 days.
Very fair. I know
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
Dimension said they were going to, like, you know,
Yes, so
reallocate towards bigger stakers. They were like, oh, listen, you there's that minimum that you're going to get, which I think is like 205. I don't know what the upper tiers were, because again, I don't have enough tier rolling in there. But it was like minimum 205, and I think that will be large.
Yeah, so I got 1,025 on like both my wallets that had like 4 figures in it. But like obviously I could have played that way better if I just like put them 200 in each wallet. But or like, no, sorry, if I just put like 20 or 30 tier in each wallet and did like 30, 40 wallets. But yeah, I'm hoping that snapshot I get like a fair bit extra.
Yeah.
From those that didn't claim, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it should be good.
Sarga's
Wait and
first cut was before, was like
December.
early December.
Yeah,
December
yeah.
19, I think. And
Yeah.
one of my friends messaged me on December 19, and like I showed him how to stake it. And like I think he literally missed out by like hours. Which is
sucks,
so
man.
stiff. I know. He was filthy.
What do we think about Dimension itself? Like,
Well, I'm gonna cheat a fuckload of it, but I'm also gonna stake some of it. So
Is that
I'm not-
$4 right now?
is it still $4?
On Avo,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. So on Avo,
What is it? Can you get someone get it up?
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
That's
so
crazy.
on
I was like,
Avo, it's
if it launches
$4.20.
at that price, like
Yeah,
wow. I thought it was gonna be like $1.
yeah, same. I thought it was
I mean,
gonna be
it
like
still
sub
could be,
$1,
but, like, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Hopefully the market fucking doesn't turbo nuke, but
yeah, it'd be interesting. Like,
Um,
I think Ansem was
like
saying,
the market
like,
holds up. Yeah, Anson's
Yeah.
been pretty bullish on it.
yeah, he said Ansem was like, it should be equivalent to Celestia market cap. So like that would put it at like 10
That's
billion
crazy.
FTV.
Jesus.
I've I have no idea what it does.
Yeah, it's just like another like L
roll up, like
roll up, yeah, but just uses Celestia. But it's like
yeah.
it's a roll up that allows you to create like more roll ups,
Okay.
like more
Oh,
chains or
God.
something like that. So like they're each. Yeah, I can't remember the specifics, but like it fits within the whole modularity narrative thing.
Yeah.
So
The
yeah,
dream, the modularity dream.
but yeah,
Mm.
$4.20 at the moment. Like if it
Hey.
launches and then
420. Yeah.
goes to $10, I'll be cheating the fuck out of that bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nah,
that's
fair enough.
insane. Do you think it follows like a similar kind of launch pattern to Tia, where you have that initial, like that kind of first week, everyone being like, all right, I'm out and I'm happy, and then just eventual rip where it's like, oh no.
I
I
think
should-
it's
Yeah.
probably more Jito like, where
Mm,
the tier airdrop happened like prior to like airdrops being cool again.
Yep.
And then everyone was like disappointed, so they had that like sort of like slow run. Whereas like the Jito one happened and it just fucking ripped like the next day, and then bled out to death ever since, except this morning. But yeah, I think it probably plays that same pattern because people are going to be like, oh, I need to allocate to this thing early, like on the initial dump. But then it'll bleed out to death. The only counterpoint to that is like, because it's like the gas token, and because there's going to be like that staking mechanism where you can get more tokens from staking straight away. And because there's a whole ecosystem around it, I think there may be like, okay, this is a brand new chain, there's a brand new token, all the new meme coins and ecosystem coins are going to be out, lots of fresh capital there, people start playing on the chain, then I can see the token doing pretty well.
Yep.
Mm.
Nice.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I
That
mean,
makes a lot of sense.
possibly, I mean, you're probably more across it. I was kind of putting together some stuff for an airdrop sheet, but I think that might be running a little late on that now. What was
I
some
think
of the best kind of like EV positive staking opportunities on Celestia that you saw?
Well, all I did was I've like spoken to a few people that I have like a chat on Twitter with the people that had my friend tech keys, but like I didn't want to use friend tech, so I just made a chat on Twitter, and a few of the guys there like
Good sign for friend tech.
yeah. Sorry, I'm just not fucking using it. A few of the guys there had like a fucking like fully. They've like put a lot of time into their farming strategy for the Celestia and Inge, for like the whole Cosmos ecosystem airdrops in general. Like they just went between 20 and 30 tier tokens, and like one dude I was spoken to, he made, I think he did like 45 wallets with like 20 to 30 in it. Yeah. So
Nice.
and he got like I think he got over 10,000 dime.
That's
nice.
Yeah. So he's like got a lot, and he's done it like really like he's not going to get blacklisted or anything. Like he did it through the right exchanges. Then he sent them, didn't interact with each wallet, and then he literally sent them to different MetaMask wallets when he was claiming, which is crazy. I didn't even do that, but like, yeah, I mean, he's just being super safe. I was a bit worried when I was claiming it because I was claiming like a few of them I claimed to the same wallet, but then I saw in the Discord they said it was okay that you can claim
I think
your airdrop the same.
The only risk on that I found was that
For like future airdrops.
Yeah, for future airdrops, because if you had to sign the transaction, then you've effectively signed the fact that hey, I belong to the same wallet. So I was too lazy. But
Same. I might have to like take that, put that tier the tier that I unstaked, I might have to make a fresh new wallet if there's going to be more airdrops. But I feel like the EV is kind of, I think
it's done.
Yeah. I feel like if you haven't staked by now, it's sort of a bit, But
I think the one area that it might like still be a good idea to actually just chuck some stake in would be Milky tier.
Yeah, that's still not huge yet.
And have some in there, like even if it's just a couple, like one.
I have like one wallet.
Chunk. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got like 100
rewards.
Wallet, that's it.
Yeah.
I think Z did it the other day, didn't you? Z?
Yeah, I think I have 4 wallets with 30 tier.
Nice.
Nice.
So hopefully.
But yeah, so if DYM drops at like a 10 billion FDV, you're looking at what?
$10, I think.
$10 is a billion tokens, I think. So
Yep. That's
similar to Celestia. Yeah, that would be crazy. That'd just be so much free money, and I feel like that would just help the ecosystem as a whole with like the tokens like Inge tier and stuff. They just fucking benefit so much off it because they'd be like, oh my god, it's free money. Let's buy this token and stake it. But I feel like, as Wonel said, the play, if you haven't like staked some now, I feel like 90% of the good players are probably gone, but I'm not sure. Could be heaps more.
Eclipse is pretty interesting, which I don't know if they're going to do an airdrop or not, but the what thesis behind that is like it's like the fastest L2 because it's the Solana VM on an L2. So that could be something that could be airdropped.
Isn't Neon the same thing? Or is it no, sorry, Neon was the parallelized EVM. Sorry. Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah, I think there could be still people wanting to buy tier to stake it to get further airdrops. But you could be right. I think the play could be done for. Yeah. Who knows, really?
I just think because I've seen like a few people speaking about like other airdrops, and there's like a few more, but I don't know like how big these things are. Like I saw one like the Black Panther protocol. Like I don't know what their airdrop's going to look like, and I'm not sure. Like I've seen them. They already said like people were staking Inge like midway through last year for it. Like so, I don't even know if I stake it now, if I'm even going to get anything. So it's just I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I find with the Cosmos airdrops, it's not about the individual airdrop being big in itself. It's the cumulative multiples of these airdrops.
Too early. You fucked around doing stuff like. Yeah.
And then so you get multiple of them because they're all sort of interconnected things. And the total sum is what becomes good, but the individual airdrop themselves isn't great. But then like similar to like what you saw with the tier 1 and what DYM's talking about, a lot of people don't claim, and then the ones that did claim end up getting redistributed tokens later, and then it ends up being big then, because then like at that point in time the tokens had a bit of a bleed out and pump cycle, and then like the next lot of tokens you get because of the unclaimed ones like ends up being pretty good. So
I got a message from this guy that follows me, Panda. I'm assuming he's watching right now. He messaged me at 9:27. Wake up.
We appreciate you, Panda.
Yeah, we appreciate you, Arpanda. Thank you for manifesting me getting out of my deep slumber.
And then we figured out we could just call you on Twitter.
Yeah, that worked really well.
Oh man, that was
You
great.
better block that now, Swiss. Sticks on your profile because everyone's going to call you on Twitter now.
Yeah, I know. I just realized. Shit.
Oh man,
But
I mean,
no one has yet, so if they start doing it, I'll block them. But if yeah,
that was so funny, man. I literally just called. I did not realize there was a call button, and we're like, okay,
Yeah.
everyone call Sticks, and then you answered. I'm like, what the fuck?
I was like, yo.
Man.
Speaking of
I mean-
disappointing airdrops,
Yep.
Jupiter.
Oh, dude. You can
Dude.
talk about that one, Swiss
Yeah.
or Z.
But
I feel like Swiss has the most.
Just on a side note, quickly, the DYM airdrop when it released on Avo, it completely everyone cheated the Jupe one and then went to the DYM one, which is pretty funny.
Oh, okay. So yeah, this is the problem as we were talking about before. Like, we just need more capital because everyone just rotates. Like, I feel like right now I'm looking at TIA and it's down like 6-7%. I feel like everyone's just rotating into Inge, like from TIA because I saw Rookie on his paid group leader alt. He just said, yeah, I'm dumping TIA, rotating the Inge. I reckon it's going to go past like 40. So I feel like we just need more capital, man. Fucking just put the interest rates down. Fuck.
But Swiss.
Yeah,
give
sorry,
us the
Swiss.
lowdown.
Continue.
Yeah, I don't know. I just wish all risk assets sort of knew it was Juperi and just didn't cheat. Yeah, I don't really have much to comment on it. I just
maybe give the background of what happened with the fucking story earlier in the week with Olmate from Jupiter. He's like,
oh yeah, like I don't really know. Like they just like gave updates about the sort of launch and what they were intending to do in the future and setting up liquidity pools for people to sell early and all this other stuff.
it was like a huge post. What's the guy's name? Meow. Where Meow?
Meow or something like that. Yeah. I don't know. I think there's a question if they done it too late. Maybe the optimal time was maybe like November or early December or something like that to launch the token. I don't know. Like now they're going to have to launch. I don't know if it's just going to go straight down like Pyth and Jito or yeah, really what's going to happen to be honest. But I feel like it just would have been perfect timing if they launched when, you know, Bonk was going up and Whiff was going up.
Yeah, that would have been really good time.
Yeah, would have been so good. Like I just pulled up the post that he made, and I literally thought Swiss was memeing when he sent a screenshot of the entire post into the group chat because I couldn't read it. But it's like a fucking novel.
Just doing my part, boys. Just doing my part. Yeah, like if they launch and it injects liquidity into Solana, and then everything gets like a second leg, that'd be really cool. But now that Solana's sort of trending and sideways and going down, and like you know people are cheating Whiff, and everything's pretty much in the ecosystem going down apart from Jito. Yeah.
Aside from fucking, what was that stupid meme coin that was going up?
Myro,
yesterday?
dude.
Myro, what the fuck?
Get
I mean, it was at like 90 mil when I looked at it last night, which is crazy. But
90 mil.
it was up like 60% on the day while everything was nuking. I'm like, and this, I was like, and this guy in my friend tech group chat like had heaps of it, and I was like, what?
Yeah, it's 73 mil right now.
Yeah, it was. How did it go? I thought it'd be like at like 5 mil after like all the fucking like Whiff and shit were going down.
Do you think it's going up because everyone forgot that they actually had it to sell?
Yeah, maybe. Because I remember that was like the OG early like Soul Dog fucking. That was like the OG one, and like it got to like 30-40 mil or whatever, and then everyone just found Whiff, and they were like, "Oh, this is way better."
Nature's healing. This is good. You were early to that, Tom, weren't you?
Yeah.
Myro?
Yeah. And then I like kind of ran it up, was like, cool, happy with that. And now I'm like, oh man. Shit. That is just the state of trying to invest in Solana meme coins. Is being like, oh, cool, I'm happy with that, and then looking at it a month later and being like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I love people like buying.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Yeah, for sure.
Wait a second, Z wouldn't happen to know what that feels like at all.
No, I
So-
don't. I would never know. No clue. No clue.
I don't know if the viewers know Z about the story.
Probably not.
If Z doesn't want to talk about it, Z doesn't want to talk about it. We
Nah,
can
I don't
move
mind.
on.
Yeah, you
Nah,
should- it's-
Z, give us a
Z,
background.
Tell us what
Basically,
happened.
I found whiff at 100k and I showed it to everyone and no one believed in it. And I had 3.6 million whiff. And then it went sideways for a few days. No one was buying with me. So I was like, it mustn't be that good. No one else thinks it's as funny as I do. So I sold it.
At risk of inflicting pain on you, Z, what was the size of the bag if you'd held it?
Oh, I put
to
1k
peak?
US. I don't know, like 1.2 million USDC or something.
Oh, God, that makes my brain hurt.
It's fine. I'm over it now.
oh,
You got
man.
bigger and better players.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yep.
Man, coming back to the dupe thing, I do think that in my limited knowledge, dupe have kind of cooked it because
They bottled it a bit, yeah. Like
you could have launched the last 2 weeks. Like even right now, a launch would be incredibly good for the eco, but it is
would
just
just-
running that risk of like kind of
It-
fading into nothing.
In
Because
saying-
I saw in that post it was week 4 was the planned launch of this
they
one.
should have just done it when Solana like on-chain volume flipped ETH. It just would have been like such a good fucking time to launch it because
Yeah.
like everything was going off. Like Solana meme coins were like fucking going crazy. Whiff was going to like 300 mil. Bonk was like going insane. Like it would have been like a good time. I mean, obviously you can't like know when the music stops, but I feel like that would have been a good time in hindsight, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. They
guess-
probably thought it was going to go higher. A lot of
Yeah.
us did. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
guess,
I don't
like,
think I've
the-
ever seen a. Oh, you go, Wonel. Sorry.
I was just going to say, I guess like the positive thing is like they did raise at like a really good val and they made a lot of money
Yeah.
from fees. So when they do release the token,
they do
still
make a lot
likely-
of money.
It's still likely to be a big airdrop. So it actually may end up being a really good thing later on that it keeps the momentum going at a different stage in time rather than all at that same time when all of that hype was there.
Mm.
True. Actually building like a solid base of Solana eco rather than just adding to the absolute frenzy at the time and then being like, oh, yeah. Yeah, no.
Who's sorry, I'm just gonna say again, I got a message. Get up for the Poad, fat cunt. See a fake friend would have kept scrolling. What the fuck? Thanks.
What was it, Sticks?
No, it's just some dude. Get up for the Poad. I'm sorry. I was sleeping.
He's awake now, guys.
I'm awake.
We got
I'm
him
fully awake. I had a Monster Ultra, so I'm all here.
Yeah.
And I'm
Thoughts
gonna
on-
go for a sprint afterwards. So
Nice. Thoughts on what kind of brings Sol Eco back to, like, revives it a bit and brings it back to like healthy levels? What do we think the kind of big catalysts for it are outside of dupe airdrop? Because that feels like the most obvious. Like, yeah, that's it.
Backpack. Wallet.
Backpack.
Yeah,
What
I've had a
means?
good experience. I
nice.
downloaded Backpack and started buying a gently used Honda slow whiff on there, and I just
Low. That group chat is like peak autism. Like it's actually peak mental illness.
it's actually up 50%. I just checked my Backpack.
Low. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I
There's no way it dies. Like it's just no way.
I think I put $8 in it, and now it's 10. But it went down to like 5 before. So yeah,
It'll be worth a lot more, man, when it goes to 1 billion.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think, Z? Do you think what brings it back?
Remember we were talking about slow, like when all those coins were popping off. It was like slow, that anal coin.
Oh yeah, that anal coin rug.
Yeah, anal coin rugged. AI coin rugged. They all just rugged.
They're all just cabal insider coins.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why slow's like the only one still alive.
That's the Harry Potter of Sol.
Yeah, it literally is. It literally is.
Yep.
I don't know what brings it back. A soul pump would bring it back, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. That would make perfect sense.
But I don't know when that's happening again.
What do you reckon, Wonel? What are your thoughts?
I think to sound boring, post ETF, we just need to see what happens. But I think the biggest telling will be when you get that ETF pump on the announcement, if one comes, like what coin reacts the most. Because if you remember back when our mate Cointelegraph intern pumped our coins back in October, Sol was the leader beta on the day, which I think made people want to allocate to Sol. It pumped a lot with Bitcoin. So I think if Sol does the same thing on the BTC ETF announcement, then I think we'll see round 2 of Sol again. And now that it's like burned in everyone's mind that Sol did so well, despite all of the shit that's happened, I think that like the beta chasers will probably come back to Sol. And all of the recent pumps we've been seeing in the other coins have just been rotations. And I don't think they've necessarily been indicative of people thinking that those coins are the next thing. They're just been a rotation out of Sol with profits that people made and then going to the next coin. So I think that's what brings Sol back, is just the certainty coming back after all of this bullshit week that we've had.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I mean, speaking of Bitcoin ETF, I've been in the weeds of it like this past like 2 weeks. Like my job literally at the moment is for like the Oz News Desk of Cointelegraph. Like I am watching that to see like for when it comes. So I've got like a terminal just open in the corner of my screen between the hours of 9 and 5 that I just look at, and I'm like, okay, when?
Refresh.
Not even kidding. It is literally just like anxiety inducing the entire time I'm at work. I'm just like, okay. And I got like the SEC listings open.
I'm so like just like drained of this whole ETF narrative. I just want it to be over. Like just prove it. Like fuck.
And every single day, some
it's so frustrating
reporter, some source will say, guys, it's coming tomorrow. I'm hearing things.
Yeah. And then there'll be like a random report that says like it's never coming. Like ever.
Maybe we should speak about that. That was fucked. The random dude that like made some like stupid report, and then like the block decides to fucking post about it, and then like all of the trading algos were like, oh shit, ETF rejected. And then
I love how like no one says like, I love how like you remember when the SEC, like Gary, I remember posted, he said, don't believe everything you see on the internet, when like the Cointelegraph intern said Bitcoin ETF is approved, as like it was obviously a joke, but he wouldn't say anything if someone said it's never getting approved.
Yep.
Fucking hate him.
All the homies hate Gary.
Press the button, Gary. God damn it. Yeah, no, it is like, it's kind of the only, it's like 80% of the news cycle as well. Like it is just speculation around the ETF, what the ETF's going to do, if it pumps, if it dumps, sell the news.
Yeah.
I mean, my humble opinion is that, you know, it's probably the most bullish thing that's happened to this industry in like the last possibly ever.
I think it's very bullish long term. I don't know what happens in the next like month, but I think it's like very bullish for crypto in the long term.
100%. And the chances of a rejection at this point, just so like everyone's across it, is so low.
I'm assuming it just gets approved. Obviously, I'm not going to fucking say 100%, but yeah,
definitely. And it's sometime between the first deadline is, and this is like
you'd be all over this.
The Bloomberg ETF guys, James Seyfarth and Eric Balchunas, have like you know, they're across it more than anyone else, and they're both pretty set on this idea of between January 8th and January 10th, because the deadline for ARK 21 shares Bitcoin ETF is January 10. And they're just like, okay, they're going to approve. They look like they're getting ready to approve them all in one hit instead of doing this staggered kind of thing.
That would make sense. Yeah. Just
And
approve them all
of the funds have been working over the holidays. The SEC has been working over the holidays. Like everyone's been putting in shit over Christmas, New Year's period. So the idea that Gary's just going to like wake up, rip a line and be like, nah, that's it. Done.
I can't see that. I saw him on fucking. He always goes on like CNBC or whatever the fuck that program is sometimes, and they were asking him about it. And he just like he was trying his best not to like say it's going to be approved. He was just saying, "Yeah, we're taking a different approach," you know. And it's like, dude, like if it doesn't get approved, you're the biggest. It'll be the biggest rug in history at this point.
Well, he'll piss off everyone in BlackRock and like literally there's 10 funds that have teams of people that have been working probably like 18-hour days.
Just based off like BlackRock's 500 ETFs approved, one not approved, like I think I'm betting it that it will be approved just off those odds, but like I don't know, stranger things have happened.
Did you see that post that I think it was like spoke about on a Twitter Spaces that BlackRock has lined up like $2 billion of inflows? Like,
I saw that.
That was
crazy.
crazy.
This is what I don't understand. People are so stupid. Like they're saying, "Oh, like an ETF will ruin crypto." It's like, why would BlackRock launch an ETF if they didn't think they could make any money off it? Like, it's just like it would be such a pointless endeavor for them to do, if you know what I mean. Like, why would they launch something if they firstly haven't thought about it and say, we can make a lot of guaranteed money off this from boomers?
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too logically and it's just a stupid fucking...
When ETH ETF?
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. All those ETH betas are looking pretty good. Except ETH, which is pretty funny. I actually think is hilarious how the ETH betas look amazing. Like, well, I mean, they don't look amazing right now because they're altcoins are going down. But in the last like few days, they look pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's all the EIP 4844.
Oh yeah, like the Arb thing or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So like all of the L2s.
I don't know much about that, but
we'll get cheaper gas. With the
when Celestia helping L2s.
Yeah, I think I've just announced something with the Celestia DA, I think.
Good. Need them to pump my bag.
But it's kind of funny because what it means for ETH, the token, is that ETH, there's less burn because they're paying less gas. So it's actually negative ETH the token, but positive ETH L2s. But overall, it's still positive ETH roadmap.
I reckon like ETH will like pump, but it won't pump like hard, like anywhere near as hard as like what everyone thinks. Like I think it'll go into like mid to low 3,000s and like I don't know. I can't see it going past like 4,000. I just can't.
Well, can you imagine what gas would be like at $6,000?
It's already cooked right now.
Like I was trying to think about this the other day. Like $10,000 ETH, like 100 Gwei is 100 Gwei. Like like $10,000 ETH, like or anything higher, we're going to be paying like $3,000 a transaction. Like no one's going to be doing that, man.
Yeah, there's no chance. I just think it goes to like 3,000, between 3,000 3,500, like for the front running event if we get one, and then I can't see it going higher than that. I think a lot of people are expecting it to go like 10k one day. Yeah, it'll probably go to 10k, but too early in the life cycle. Need more money.
Yeah, well, this comes back to what I mean. Swiss and Wonel, we'll chat about it beforehand, but like I jumped in a little later. Just kind of everyone being overweight ETH.
Yeah, even me, I was like pretty overweight ETH. I had like I still have a lot of ETH staked. And I think because it was the best performer in the bear market, like it didn't go down much. And it didn't make like a new low during FTX. I think everyone like allocated a lot to it. And like so did I. But
myself included.
But then as new coins came out, I started to distribute my money across some alts. But Yeah, I think everyone's so heavy ETH. Even though I think it'll go up in the next like 6 months, I just don't see it outperforming what like Sol's done or what some new alts that you could play for like 3 to 6 months will do.
Yeah, I agree. I think every time you see an ETH pump, I was saying to Swiss before, it's just that everyone's like base was ETH, so they've sold ETH to go play these other games. And then when they finish playing the games, they come back to ETH. And so when you see the ETH pump, it's like a signal that the rotation is done. And
Yeah, probably.
and because like literally since October, every time ETH's pumped, it's been like some sort of local high on every other coin. So and everyone's
He's
like,
pumped to like 2,400 and then like we cheated.
yeah.
Uh,
I think Z had a really good rotation out of ETH back in October. What did you rotate to, Z?
Oh, I went to Prime tier when they were at 5.
Prime. I have some yummy Prime.
So I sold all my So I remember we were at dinner and I was like, oh, I feel like I need to sell my ETH right now.
That's
So I
right.
sold it all and I sold the whole thing for both of them were at 5, so it was it felt really bad at the time, but turned out pretty nice.
Yeah, you killed it from that dinner, Z. Far out, man. You told us all to go buy Sol under $20.
Yeah.
Well, that was the first dinner. Yeah. But the one we had after CryptoCon. That was the one where we chatted, and I was like, "Oh, I'm convinced I need to sell all this ETH." I think ETH was
very mid curve.
1900 at when we were sitting down.
Hasn't done much since, bro. Don't worry.
Yeah, exactly.
2200.
Hasn't done much since.
I sold half. I turned half my ETH stack into Prime and half of it into tier, and the half I turned into tier is already worth more than the whole ETH stack.
Very nice.
Oh, the precious tier tokens. I love them.
Time tier it just went up 100%. And I was like, I probably shouldn't do this. And I'm just gonna do it because it's probably better than holding ETH.
Yeah, I think that was my issue as well. When we went on that first dinner, I was like heavy ETH, and Z was saying like, go to Sol, whatever. Didn't listen, obviously. But it sort of opened my eyes to like I shouldn't just over allocate in one token just because it did really well last cycle, and even though like it might be considered a major, it's still an altcoin. Like you don't know how it'll perform.
Yeah,
Bitcoin will always perform well. Like it'll always lead, but you don't know about these alts. Like even ETH. But I still think like TradFi will like it, like for the ETF narrative. But I just don't think it can pump ridiculously hard.
Yeah,
as hard as people say. Like obviously they're gonna like. I just think they're gonna like Lido. They're gonna like Lido's staked ETH because they're all obsessed with like yields.
Yeah,
they have like a sickening obsession with like getting like a yield on something, even if the price nukes. But yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, when I came into the cycle, my goal was to. Oh, sorry.
No, you go.
Was to literally get 32 ETH and 1 BTC, and that was it. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then I came in and I got back on Twitter again.
Well, that was me. Like I had the ETH. Like that was like I already had that much ETH, and I was like, yep, like
get one.
I'm good to go. Yeah, I was like, I'm good to go. I've got some money set for like some alts.
Yeah.
But like still didn't really know which alts I wanted to play. And then I obviously over allocated with ETH. I think it was just because I felt comfortable. I think this was with a lot of people. They felt comfortable in the bear market because it was like performing. It wasn't nuking compared to other coins. For sure. But in a bull market, like the complete opposite usually happens.
Yep.
The coins that have died like hard, if they're good coins, will giga pump from their bottoms, like Sol. So,
speaking of bear market outperformers, what Rollbit? Are you still in that sticks?
I still have some. I sold like 50% of it, but I still have some. I think, like as I said, I said it in the last Poad episode or the one before that. I'm not too sure. It sort of invalidated my thesis when I didn't think that the DOJ would be that aggressive with like coming after unregulated exchanges. Like I mean I knew they were gonna like do something, but I really didn't think they'd like get CZ out of a job and like maybe give him jail time and then fine him $4 billion, like the company $4 billion. So I was like, yeah, if they're unregulated, they're probably not going to, no one's going to bid them. Like, say they get to like a $5 billion market cap, no one's going to bid it higher. Or even after like $1 billion, why would you put money in it if, like, you know, it's unregulated and it could be subject to, all that crap.
I saw a BDB post that was talking about.
I saw that as well.
Never used RLB.
See, this is the thing. I don't actually use it. I was just buying the token because like people like gambling, and I was just buying it. Like, okay, I shield it, yeah, but I never got like free tokens. I just bought the tokens with my own money. So I was just buying them with my own money.
Yeah.
And I was like just trying to make money off it and off like the coin, and I'd never used the platform. And then I saw Big Dick Bull's post yesterday, which was like very fucking bad for the coin, in my opinion. Like, I have no bias towards it. Like, even if I have it, like, I don't give a fuck. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But yeah, that looks bad going into a bull market when things are up only and they won't let their users make money, basically. Like, if you make too much money, they're just gonna fuck you over.
Yeah, so basically,
which is like, it's not
100x lev. If 1% move against you, you lose it all. If you go to the upside and you actually win, you're capped at like 25% gain. So it's like, yeah,
that's cooked. Like, I saw, because as I said, I saw they like brag sometimes on their platform, Rollbit, like on their Twitter page, they'll like brag, look at this guy, like he turned $80 into like 40k with like 1,000x leverage or something crazy. I don't even know. And I'm just, like some dude I think played the Sol and he bought it at like the Pico range bottom, like one day, just didn't go below $24 or something, and he bought it at like that price. He sold it at like 68 or something, made like 40k off like $100 or something, and they were like saying, "Oh, jump on Rollbit, look at this guy," and it's just like, you're not even going to let people do that now. Why are you promoting it? Like, it's so stupid.
Also,
I mean, it was always
No, I was just going to say, also, if you want to use Rollbit, you have to like set up a VPN in Belgium to be able to do it because it's blocked. In, like, most countries.
A lot of red flags. At the moment. I mean, I'm saying that probably. I mean, I probably wouldn't be talking like this if the price was significantly higher, but I think
the tech's gotten worse.
The tech has gotten worse. I'm not gonna lie. But no, I think it's I think I underestimated the DOJ. I didn't think they would go. I didn't think they'd like fully get rid of CZ like that. Like, I was like completely shocked about that. And then it, like 2 days later, I realized, oh shit, like this could have an effect on Rollbit. But yeah, bit annoying, but at least we still have our other bags. That's why you got to have multiple.
Diversify.
Have like 3 to 5.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah, 3 to 5. I think 5 is the cap.
5's like the most. If you spread yourself too thin, then you won't actually.
Yeah, it's hard
catch
to
a good
keep track.
move. But if you only got 1 or 2, it's like you're relying on too much to go right.
Well, the thing is, like, if you just think back to 2023, how many times have things pumped? You've seen on the timeline that someone's like allocated quite well, and then, like a couple months later, it's irrelevant.
This is the thing. It's like it's so difficult to find a coin that will just like you can sit in for a year if it's not like the majors, like if it's not like Sol, BTC ETH, because like I remember when Pepe happened and then it nuked and everyone's like, oh, I'm DCing into Pepe. It's going to be like the greatest play of the cycle. I mean, look, I might be like bottom signaling it right here. It could still go up like significantly, but it hasn't done anything, and it might do something when the ETH pumps. I don't know, but it looks like all these meme coins. They just look like garbage once Binance lists them, like absolute garbage.
I don't think Pepe's
I don't know. They
all-time
could
highs.
pump.
That's my.
It's like once their chart gets fucked and like nuked, it's like everyone finds them disgusting.
Yeah. My 2024 prediction is Pepe never sees all-time highs.
Yeah, well, it's like this is the thing. Everyone's allocated so heavy to these like coins when they probably should have just like, for instance, if you're not like outperforming Bitcoin in the last like 3 months, and like a lot of people wouldn't have because like either they've been ETH or they be in some shitcoin that's like down 80%, or they be in an alt that maybe is lagging, but I don't know, they like it's still down heavily from where they bought. So it's like, I don't know.
They rotated 4 different alts and just
Yes, exactly. Like they literally rotated at the worst times. Like they sold their, like I was speaking to a few people and they were like, they sold their TIA just because it was ranging while like Seiyan and all those other coins started like pumping. Like TIA was ranging at like $11, just wasn't pumping, and all those people bought, like a few people bought like Seiyan at like the top, and then like as they like rotated, and then TIA pumped. It's like,
and then they cut their loss on Seiyan.
and then they cut their loss. It's like, yeah, if you rotate too hard, you're gonna get fucking wrecked.
Speaking of,
a good thing to.
At the same time, if you're like in the wrong shit, you're gonna get wrecked as well. So it's like it's so hard to like find the right shit. Like it's actually like people underestimate how hard it is to like be able to sit in a coin and it like outperforms, but like it being the right coin, it's very difficult.
Yeah, I'd agree with that too, because the whole of 2023 literally proved that even though it was probably a good time to invest and accumulate your preferred projects, it clearly showed that there were outperformers that didn't last, and there are really good tokens like Maker, for example, or some of the original ETH DeFi that are good value that haven't really pumped as hard as some of the other stuff. So even if you went for like, I'll accumulate 3 to 5 bags and set and forget in like the halfway of 2023, there's probably a good chance that you accumulated some of the hot stuff that may not.
And it didn't even outperform Bitcoin.
Yeah, and it didn't even outperform Bitcoin. And I would actually go a step further and say that, like if you were chopping and changing and sort of rotating out and rotating in, even though that's particularly frowned on, I think it may have been a little bit necessary to reevaluate constantly to see what was actually going to be viable long term to invest in. Like you've just seen it, like Pepe, for example, that hasn't really caught much of a bid.
And that was like all over my feed. Like everyone was saying when it's down 70%, I'm DCAing it. Like it's going to be easily meme. And then the same people like saying with Bonk, like they've been trying to call like a bottom on Bonk. They're like, it's going to be going up next. I don't like, I have no idea what's going to happen. But right now, like everything looks like shit.
I think
like it could pump. Like I have no idea.
Pepe chart. I think.
Yeah, exactly. It could just end up like what, like, and also we spoke about this last episode. All these, like, there's only been 2 meme coins that have gone to $1 billion. So like the likelihood of your meme coin, the one that like everyone's holding, like I don't know what people are holding, is going to go to $1 billion is like very unlikely because there's only been 2. And we could get like heaps more money coming into the system after the ETF, and that could like pump everything. But like it's not looking too good. You got to find shit like super early and like be retarded enough to like hold it through like all the dips to make like generational money. Like as I said, I sold Bonk, like could have got like a quick 15x on it, but like I sold it because it was just like I couldn't handle the volatility. So
yeah. What do you guys think? What about you, Z? Because I know that you obviously identified Sol early on, Prime, and rotated out of ETH at probably like the best time.
The godly anthem play.
Yeah. How do you feel about all that? Do you think that 3 to 5 bags you just set and forget, or do you think about the idea that you may need to change down the track?
I like 3 to 5 bags personally. So for me, it's a prime tier Sol, and then I only count the core holdings, like the top 50, really as my main. And then I have things like Ori, for example. Yeah, I bought that for $2,000, so I didn't consider that part of my core holding, but I bought it at 30 cents, so it becomes part of your core holding. But I wouldn't count that. I'm talking more set to 3 to 5 coins with fresh cash, and those are your core holdings. And if you have, you rotate a little bit into something like Ori or something like, I don't know, what's a small coin that's popped off? I don't know, any of the Sol shitters, and then they become part of your main holding. Yeah, maybe hold them, but as Stick said, all these memes and smaller coins, the likelihood they go to $1 billion is, it's not the highest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
once you find what you, sorry. Yeah,
I was just going to say, I think if you have your core holdings, like the trick is if you're going to play the ecosystem stuff, you need to denominate in that native core holding coin, not in the USD value. And then, so the goal is always to accumulate more of that core holding coin. So if you're using your Sol, which is a core holding, to play the eco stuff, you should measure it against Sol. So then you're always going up with Sol. Otherwise, like you could have just held the Sol and you would have been
True.
better off.
And I've definitely had a problem with selling these little shitters that I could just go back to the core holding, and that's a problem I've for sure had. But I still, I think 3 to 5 core that you don't really play with unless you have a set level where you sell is probably the way for most people to go. There's only a few people who can godly rotate everything and have no emotional attachment to their rotations. I don't have that ability. Like I rotated 20% of my soul bag into Sei. I mean, I'm still up on the Sei, but I rotated and I didn't have the emotional ability to sell the Seiyan when it pumps 100%, for example.
Yeah.
So now I'm just holding it because in my head, Sei goes up. I'm kind of one of those people that if I can buy it now and I think it's good now, I should just hold it to the actual bull run if it comes. I might as well.
Yeah.
I don't have that ability to sell it beforehand and time things.
Yeah, because it's definitely like if you're trying to chop and change, like that's the risk. You can definitely make the wrong decision, lose in your denomination preference of whatever asset, and also just like chop yourself
Also
as well.
fees.
So, yeah,
I chopped myself up
Fees.
so much last run, for example, because last run I was brand new last run and I bought some shitcoin on Trade Ogre, for example, and that was my main holding. My core holding was a shitcoin on Trade Ogre, and most people would never have heard of that ever. So I just sat in it, and then as things pumped that I never heard of, like Sol was at $3. I saw that I was like, wow, what's this new coin? But I don't want to sell my core holding, but I did, and then I went to Sol, and I went back because Sol went down. So I went back to my Trade Ogre shitcoin, and I would just keep doing that, selling out of my core holding, go to something else. But then my core holding would go up, and the thing I rotated to would go down. So I was like, ah, fuck, better go back. And every time I would just lose tokens.
yeah.
And
Allow the motions to get in, take control.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I think if you know early on what you want to hold and you have your levels where you're going to sell, I planned on selling a bit at $100 sols, so I did that.
Nice.
But
Yeah. Nice.
yeah, you need your levels before the emotions come in, because when euphoria kicks in, you're not thinking. You'll rotate into some shitty meme coin that's up 100% with your core holding, and then it'll drop 50%, but then it'll go up another 400%. But you'll sell it before that even happens because you just saw it drop 50. You know.
Yeah. What about you, Tom? You think the same?
Yeah, listen, I think that trying to catch beta has been a bit of, I mean, for me anyway, has been a fool's errand. And just trying to actually convert your like core eco into like, yeah, I'm gonna catch a 20-30x on this said meme coin during that cycle. You end up just kind of ADHD over trading and then losing against what would have been a great sit on hands trade of being like, cool, there's a lot of activity in this ecosystem. I'm just gonna buy core and hold it through it while all this goes on. Because yeah, catching beta for me has been something that that has not worked.
I don't know. You got Cress. You got Myro. Listen. I think you've picked some really good winners, to be honest.
Oh, like it's happened, but like not to the degree that you'd kind of want. I mean, on the topic of fucking eco rotation stuff, I am interested because like Z and Wonel, you guys were very much like leading the chat on this, but I'm interested in hearing it because I'm like, I think it's a cool. The tech gets better as the price goes up, opportunity, but Sei is something that I'm keen to hear you guys talk about more because I don't know shit about Sei, and I'm interested in actually learning more from you guys on the Sei thing.
Well, if I'm honest, I don't know much about it either. But it felt shitty. It felt uncomfortable for me to rotate out of Sol into it. So I use that as a good indicator as of late. Ever since I sold my ETH into Prime Tier, if I feel like it's wrong, in the future it'll probably be right. But maybe right now it doesn't feel that great. I mean, I'm up 10% on the Sei, but it was more of an emotional feeling for me. I was like, oh, I could hold my soul to 500 USD, or I could rotate out into this fresher coin. I don't know. It just felt wrong, which made it feel right.
I think that's a good way to think about it.
the chain's fast. I'll say that, but I don't know if there's much thinking that has gone into it. When I bought Sol at $16, it was more UI, UX really fast, good coin. Everyone hates it. I'm going to buy it. This time around, it was like, Say's pump 2x, 3x, or whatever it was. People probably think it's over. And people probably cheating their bag now because they think it's over. But I'm thinking I still have most coins I have are 12 to 18 month horizons. Like Prime, I'm not buying Prime to sell it in, to sell it in the next 3 months. I've been accumulating Prime just because I think that's a bull market leader. I don't know. In the short term, Say probably looks like shit. But in the bull market terms, I can see it going multiple dollars.
Yeah. Okay.
I agree. I would say I did speak about like a little bit on the previous pod about like the tech and whatnot, but like the trade I saw with Say was the Sol pair trade. So I'll just so when I looked at the Sol pair versus Say, I saw this like lower high thing. Well, it was actually the other way around. I saw this. I saw this like lower high here from Sol versus Say, and then I was like, okay, this looks pretty good. And then so on the other pair, I bought around here, and it was like a higher low here. That's what I was looking for. And then I bought around here, and then I sold probably just here the other day. But I basically doubled what my Sol bag was, and then like my sell signal was just Indian Jim Cramer and Beanie talking about like how Say is like the next big thing, and like everyone was just saying it's like the future of France. So I was like, no, I'm fucking out. But like the real sell signal, which I saw and I didn't take action on, was the day before when Hisako was like basically giving like a whole like post-mortem on the fact that like everyone was fading it the whole way, and he was like talking about the bag, and I was like, he's basically saying he's selling. And it was literally down only since that post. And then that like was like the Pico top of Say. So that was the sell signal that I should have probably gone, and I just like kind of ignored it. But I did cheat out most of, or like I bought my Sol bag back. So I've now got a bag of Say that I got for free, essentially, which is the way I'm looking at it. But I'd probably look at like my squiggly shows here. I'd probably buy some more Say again around that sort of level and rotate my Sol back into it and sort of play
good squiggly,
bigger high. But yeah, I still think it's good, but I just think it's early. And to Z's point, like a lot of these coins, like you can't have these short-term time horizon things because we don't know how stupid they're going to go if we get a bull, like it looks like we're going to get. So like I think multiple dollars, like it's only still pretty low val at the moment. Like it's only a couple bill market cap. So I think these things can go stupid. So
similar to Sol, I bought a 16 and it went down a little bit below that, and I just was like, I'm buying this for the bull anyway, so I'll just sit on it. I don't really care.
Yeah, that's a good way to think.
A lot of people will chop themselves because it'll go down 10%, 20% from their entry point, and then they just look for something hotter, which is
that's what they're trying to do now.
But my one piece of advice, though, the biggest mistake I made when I made that rotation was on Kraken, which is fucking dog shit for liquidity, is when I rotated the bag, I'd used the swap feature on like the non-pro version. Oh my god.
Shit.
The fees.
What was the fee? Yeah.
Oh dude, like it was bad, man. And like I was just impatient, like, and I like couldn't be bothered doing the whole like sell to USD, but like blah blah blah. I was just like, no, I need to get in this trade. So I just I know, right? But like I was just so impatient. Anyway, like it still worked out for me, but like I got chopped out with the fees, and I was like, "Fuck! I can't believe I paid that much." It was something like $400 in fees that I paid.
Oh,
it was ridiculous.
Jesus!
But
what a donation!
Yeah,
what a donation!
But
I made a post
Got to keep yourself humble by donating some to Kraken here.
Yeah,
and there.
yeah. When I rotated back, I did the right thing. But yeah, anyway, just don't use the swap.
Do not use the swap.
Should we do some recaps of 2023 and what we're looking forward to in 2024?
That sounds good.
Yeah, it's a good idea, actually.
That could be fun. I know Wonel had a bunch of, like a shitload of predictions.
Wonel went off. The man's been cooking.
All right. So.
And we should let him continue to cook.
All right. So these are some of my like 2024 predictions that I wrote on the 1st of Jan, and like a lot of them are outlandish, but a lot of them are pretty, I think, common as well. But this one's pretty standard. Like ETH becomes the most disappointing asset to hold over a 12-month period, has 1 month or so of significant outperformance, which gets everyone horny. Soul flipping ETH narrative becomes very strong, marking local top of Solana, which kind of happened on the 26th, of December. But anyway, but I said happens between 0.1 and 0.5 ETH like range of Sol on the pair.
Yep.
I think Blast gets hacked.
That'd be so funny. Holy shit.
Bullish.
Bullish hacking.
Pepe never sees all-time highs. Wonel round trips multiple times.
Yeah, I think we'll all do that.
Pudgy Penguins 50 ETH. ADA Cardano outperforms most L1 trades that people take.
Honestly, I could see that happening, like because the Cardano holders are so retarded.
Yeah.
And like they won't sell, so
AVAX subnets get hacked multiple times. And
the founder will be like, "Oh, it's only 30 million. No worries, guys. It's only 30 million."
Yeah, and by hacked I mean probably like the validator set that like forms the subnet becomes like just rugs or something, and then the whole subnet thing becomes really shit. I've just got a hate burner for AVAX, but anyway, SPF never goes to jail. Is another one.
Doesn't or does?
Doesn't go to jail.
Doesn't.
Yeah. That's spicy. And Ansem gets charged with promoting securities.
Well, he's the main character. Something bad could happen to him.
Yeah. And BTC will potentially fork, but more likely in 2025. And it'll be between ordinals versus non-ordinals chain, and the ordinals chain wins. And my final one was ETH restaking Ponzi, so like your Eigenlayer, etc., has a Luna-like crash, sending the industry into the longest bear market it's ever seen. But that's likely to happen in 2025, 2026.
There will be like some sort of, I don't know what it will be, and that could be it, I have no idea, but there will be some sort of like cascading domino effect that, similar to Luna in the future. I don't know what it will be. Could be just like obviously people over leveraging at the top again, but it could be something bigger, like what you said.
Yeah. What about everyone else?
I don't really have many. I just think this year will be. I think we'll go up, but it'll be like a nice steady, healthy up only, not like 2021. I mean, I think a few people have said that, but I think like we'll still go. I think we'll get to all-time highs in the next few months, in my opinion. But after that, I think it'll be a bit choppy. It might go down a bit and then chop, and then maybe go back up towards the end of the year, I'm not sure, but I think before April we'll hit all-time highs. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think April's probably
Bullish.
like yearly top.
Yeah, I'm guessing something around that. I'd go yearly top around April, May, late April potentially. But that's just a guess. I have no fucking idea.
Run it back.
Yeah, then run it back potentially 2025. But yeah, I'll be keeping a close eye around that time if we are still going up after the ETF, obviously.
I think I want to sell everything end of Q1 2025. I want to be all out by then.
That'd be good.
Yeah. This year, though.
Yeah, same. I think I'll start selling some stuff this year. Just depends which coins go up a lot, and then I'll consider selling them. But I'm thinking I like Tia. I think Tia can go to like 10 billion at like close to its top, even higher. I think I just like how the chart. I think the chart is like the most bullish thing for me. Like unless it actually Darth Mauls and goes down, but like I like charts that are just continue to go up because it just incentivizes people to keep buying it. Because obviously like what they're doing is good as well. They have a good narrative, like the modular narrative, with the L2s as well. If ETH, like towards the ETH ETF, it could be a good narrative with the L2s with Tia. But I don't know. I feel like people just like charts that have no bag holders and up only. Like if you look at the Solana chart from last cycle and the Polkadot chart, it was just like up only, and people really like those charts and they just fucking ape in. Whereas people don't like fucking coins that have just nuked and then go like. I mean, there's exceptions. Like Inge fucking did like went all the way back to $1 and is now 40. But most people just like the new coins, I guess.
What about you, Z?
One prediction: the top on Prime is in when KSI and Logan Paul are shilling it within a week.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Within
It's a
one
good name.
week,
It's a good name.
it's when they.
Oh,
do
dude,
it,
when
they do
KSI
Prime
apes
Rich.
millions, that's another top indicator. When he like goes back and deploys like 2-3 mil back into crypto, I don't know what he'll buy. But
I think when they make a Prime bottle collab where the bottles.
oh,
fly
dude, that'd
and
be
all
so
that is-
funny.
When that happens,
That's a good one.
2 weeks. Within 2 weeks, Prime's topped.
What's everyone's like biggest top indicator? Like what if like you were to pick one indicator, what would you pick to sell your bags?
Capo longs Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Dude, Capo fucking said AVAX is going to 50 and it just nuked as soon as he did that. I was like, this can't be real. Like, and he's also stopped doing I posted his chart. He stopped doing a straight line down to 12K. It's a straight line down to 30K now, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, it's a little.
What
bump.
happened? Yeah, why is there a bump? I thought we'd just go straight.
I love that the thesis is literally like 12K.
Yeah, just straight down. Like
But every
no stops.
week it's just 12K, but from higher. And you're like,
Yeah.
but how is this? How are you making that connection? It's like,
But I love. It's just crazy how like this is why I'm so bullish on crypto, because people actually are buying his pay group. Like people actually are spending money on it. So
wow.
It's like so bullish that you could just like trick so many people into thinking, shit's gonna happen. Like that's why I'm so bullish about crypto going up, because it's just like you can fool so many new. Like everyone's like, oh, like the people who got wrecked last cycle in crypto aren't gonna buy it back. Dude, you don't even need them to buy back. You've got like a full generation in 2021 that were like 15, 16. Now they have money. They're like 18, 19 years old. They're earning money. They're going to chuck $500 into crypto because they just sit on their phone all day and they don't want to work. So
yeah. And it's like,
people think, oh, no one's going to buy
anyway.
crypto. Dude, exactly. You can't afford anything. And it's like the whole casino thesis that GCR said. It's like they probably even know that they're unlikely to win, but it's like, it's still better than them working for 40 years for nothing in their mind.
Yeah. I do think that like the amount of, there is just such a huge, almost like non-counterparty risk with the number of people that look at crypto, don't understand the value prop more broadly and just think like, oh, it's worthless, it's meaningless. You could probably make money shorting it. And you just have this entire side. I feel like largely like, TradFi driven of just like, oh man, I hate this.
It's all the guys who like go off like PE ratios and like they're all like CFA dudes who have like been taught a certain way of how the market works, but like it doesn't work like that anymore after 2008. Like it just doesn't work like that. And people have been psyops by like the Big Short and everything by like thinking if something's overvalued, you got to short it. And it's like, that literally just doesn't work anymore.
I literally just think of the G post of putting the intelligent investor in the bin.
It was so fun. Yeah, like he's been wrong so many times. It's like you can't think like that in a society where they just print money for no reason. Like they'll just print money out of thin air, and it's like, where are you going to put your money?
Yeah.
You got to find a good spot to put them, and there's like a lot of really good companies to put them in. Obviously, if you're like a TradFi dude.
100%. And
but then there's also the Bitcoiners that just like would rather keep their money in Bitcoin. And like I saw a post that was actually really good the other day. It was like house prices will just continue to drop in Bitcoin terms. I'm like, it's true, they probably will.
Koifish Farmer says, what would even bring us down to 12K?
Yeah, probably something like Binance nuking or like Lido, something like big like that coming, like just destroying, being like exploited or destroyed. Like Binance, like an FTX type Binance situation, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that would bring us to 12K though. Like I genuinely don't even know. And then also,
well, we did get to 12 on FTX.
We got to 15, and that was like, that wasn't just crypto related. That was also like macro driven. People were calling for a recession the next year. So it was like, and that was also, that was like the crypto in itself right now is so much healthier in terms of like the leverage levels. Like we had 3AC, and you know FTX basically had a glorified like gambling thing going on at Alameda. So like they were just leveraging up, and they didn't have any funds in the actual where they were supposed to keep them.
4.5 billion in uncovered leverage.
Yeah,
just ramping markets.
It's so much healthier now. I can't actually. I mean, my prediction is we'll never ever go below 15K again. Touch wood, but
That's big.
no, like I can't see it happening with unless Pigeon. Oh yeah, I saw him say.
I think he is.
Can't reveal. No, I just think the space is so much healthier. Like I'm not saying we're gonna like go up, and like I'm saying we could definitely go down in the future, but it's just I feel like we wouldn't have gone as low if there wasn't this much leverage in the system. I mean, you could argue that we wouldn't have gone as high as well, which is fair enough, but it's just like what happened with 3AC, Terra, Luna as well, 3AC, and FTX, and we went to 15K. We didn't even go below like 10K, which to me was like kind of crazy with the amount of like money that was being liquidated. There was just there's buyers just stepping in at those prices, which is nice.
Swiss, what about your predictions, man? I'm keen to hear.
Like I think similar to 2023, I think there will be times where everyone questions their like bags in 2024 as to which winners are which. I think with the incentivization of TIA at the moment and all the promise of airdrops, and also if you are in the weeds looking at all these other different ecosystems, the promise of future applications and the idea that they may launch a token increases the overall pie, so to speak. So I start to think the probabilistic outcome of something like Q1 2021 is like a little bit less probable, as like a larger amount of injection of liquidity would need to pump everything, like a rising tide lifts all boats sort of scenario. And I think if that actually ends up happening, I would consider that to be more of a frothy top signal, considering like you've still got XRP at the amount of money it is, you know, and all these other coins that have been there for quite some time. I think that ordinals, like I really like that comment that you made, Wonel, about the idea of a fork. I did hear a little bit of chatter around that, but I think having ordinals on chain and increasing the fees is probably a good thing, even though it does create like all these new friction points. It has brought developers in the space to build on top of it and make it a little bit more feasible to the masses. So I think the interest in ordinals, BRC20s over time will continue, and stamps and all that other stuff. And then the solutions to those friction points could drive like a potential narrative in the future as well. May not show it in terms of like price action all the time, but I think maybe steady growth in that area would be a thing. I think the Doge ecosystem, even though it's like a bit of a stretch. I think it's a meme and could be quite funny in the future, considering the fact that none of these new meme coins has flipped Doge anyway. So
Yeah, I
all
like
these
that.
holders
Good one.
out there may want to speculate on dumb and fun things to make money rather than just speculating on coins to make money. I think there will be a killer app. So I think it's probably worthwhile, like always being mindful of new wallets that come out, new apps that come out, that are going to make the user experience a lot more engaging and fun. And just being mindful of whatever chain is at the center of that will probably be a good bet, considering everyone's just like having fun on that chain. I also think like the whole wallet blockchain, like we can see how MetaMask is in comparison to Compass or Kepler or Phantom, but I think that will be irrelevant depending on the new user experience. So whatever wallet or app that is built, they will contribute that wallet and app to whichever blockchain they use. And I think if everyone's moving towards like lower transaction times and high throughput and everything like that, I think like the similarity between chains is going to almost be not irrelevant, because I think the tech do have underlying features there that are important, but to like normies, I don't think they're going to care enough. They're just going to be like, oh, this is fast, fun to use on whichever wallet integration it is. And it could be like Eclipse layer 2, it could be Sol, it could be Arbitrum. You just don't know. And so, yeah, I also think I agree with what you were saying, Wonel. I think becoming a curse coin is kind of funny. I do think it will have its moment in the sun, considering like the current price action for the beta on there, so the layer 2s. And I
Sentiment's
think
pretty low as well.
yeah, and I think the activity on the layer 2s will probably continue to increase given the amount of like stuff that's there, and we're streaming on Sanko right now, which is like DMT built on top of Arbitrum. So I think there
Which
is
has a
use
layer
case.
3 coming soon.
Oh, yeah, you're all over that. I'm still trying to catch up. I think there will be a Friendtech 2.0, which whichever blockchain can sort of build that out may have the right tokenomics to fuel the demand for that underlying asset. I think there's one at the moment like DSO. I don't own any, but they are what I've just quickly checked is a layer 1 blockchain that are trying to build out the sort of social aspect of it and build out some new social media tools and stuff on there. So that could be something. But you basically like I haven't made this argument, but I've heard people make this argument that last cycle we had NFTs, DeFi, and I can't remember what the third one was, but you had all these like different iterations of the use of crypto that drove people into the space. And so I think it's probably worthwhile to keep an eye out for what that might be this time around. Yeah, I don't have any other predictions right now, but I'm sure once I get off the call, I'll probably think of someone and be like, that may have been good to bring up.
There'll
But
be
yeah, those are
20
mine.
messages from Swiss in Cord being like, fuck, guys.
Should have said this.
Do you think we get DeFi summer on BTC?
It's gonna look. BTC is actually used a lot more on other chains than it is on its own chain, to some degree. Like it's used on Tron a lot. It's used on ETH. So those are the metrics I'm sort of looking out for to see if there is an uptick in preference of using BTC, the native token, on either of the applications built around it. Like if you want to refer to like a DeFi summer, I was literally looking at some of these BRC20s and they have 100x. So maybe like I do think they continue to gain popularity and traction into the future, but maybe we've just had the summer in in terms of like very fast movements in price, attention, and profits made, considering how far they've like run previously. So we could see a new influx when it comes to actual products that you can use and work around with. But yeah, I think the summer may have already just happened, considering the price increase of a lot of these tokens. But it doesn't say that they won't be in demand later down the track, considering it's like new and shiny, new narrative, and yeah, attention comes to the space. So yeah, that's what I'm sort of looking at the moment. Yeah,
I guess
I
what
think
I
it's
was
hard
getting
to
at with the
compare. Oh yeah, sorry, you go.
So
Wonel.
I guess what I was getting at with the DeFi summer thing was like, like the BRC20s, a lot of them are like meme stuff, I guess. But what I'm sort of thinking is like you get this developer activity, like you mentioned, on BTC that starts building like these, Uniswaps, your Aves, like that whole ecosystem out, like a lot bigger and better, similar to what ETH had when it had all of that activity sort of come on. And all of a sudden these BTC native people can start, putting their BTC into these yield farms and get like, the food coins or whatever it's going to be as like the yield token and dump them on people. But like you just see a lot of L2 developer activity suddenly come to BTC and sort of unlock BTC natively through its own coin. So, and that creating
and
like
I
a
think
DeFi
that's a top signal. Yeah, so I think the maxis just hate everything on like remotely innovative on the chain, and so if they start saying, "Oh, I've been able to swap to this," and I'm like, "Oh, for fuck's sakes! Like this is it. It's time to get out." But I agree. There could be. I think the common conception is that like, why do you need to build on Bitcoin when you've already got ETH? But I think if you look into the space, people are trying to make it possible, which is kind of cool in that nature. So there are protocols at the moment where you can buy ordinals and then loan against it natively. There are some applications at the moment where you can look to do native swaps for BRCs, but I think some are like locked behind like paywalls of like you have to buy like the NFT to then get access to go do it. So it's not really widely used, I would say, yet. But yeah, you could see it, but it's like a lot harder because I think a lot of the people that invest in Bitcoin who have that longer term time horizon don't necessarily want to do anything but just sit on it and collect it.
Yeah,
which is fine.
I
But
think a lot of people like the simplicity of just like Bitcoin doing nothing. Like they just hold the Bitcoin, and they don't want anything to change. That's all the maxis anyway.
I think that's the heavy orange rock good thesis. Is strong. Just like it should just be digital.
And that's why I think ETH has been sort of in no man's land, because it's sort of gone to, it's transitioned to proof of stake. And then you've got these other people that just like, they're like, why is it changing? Like, why would, like, they just don't like the fact that there's change on a specific protocol. And that's why I think maxis, as retarded as they are, they'll probably win, like the Michael Saylor type laser-eyed maxis, just because they've got a this is the thing, they've got a conviction and they're not like changing it. So they either win or they lose, and I'm more inclined to think that they'll win.
Yeah, I do see a side where both coexist. Like people do want to do degenerate stuff on BTC, and also people just want to hold it. I think the forking idea, which
That's a good idea. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, like I think the forking idea, I haven't really looked into it because I don't think I give it too much weight. I don't think you would want to fork the chain that has recently had spike in fees, which makes it profitable to the miners that secure the network. I don't think that is the best idea, but I do think it poses the point that, if you're sending $100 million in Bitcoin from one person to the other, paying a $50 fee isn't the worst, because you know that it's like the securest network, or you perceive it as the securest network.
If I'm sending $100 million, and I don't care if the fee's like $800, like if it's like the most secure network.
Yeah, and then that poses the friction point of like, well, if you're going to send $100, then it gets a bit harder, because then you're going to be like losing half the value just on fees alone. So it drives up the demand for solutions built around it, which I think is healthy long term. And so there's like, if you guys are listening along, there's plenty of like applications you can look at. Like Botnix is like a EVM built on Bitcoin that just launched the layer 2. You've also got Mint Layer, which has been a great performer in the last couple of months as well. They're trying to build out as a side chain on Bitcoin. So there's lots of ones out there that you can experiment with and sort of see what the developments are. And I think you're right, like Sticks, when you were talking about like ETH is in sort of nowhere land, because the whole idea of ETH was that you can do stuff with it, and people had the idea of looking forward to like DeFi and being able to use it as a decentralized finance asset. But I just love.
I think a lot of people like last cycle were just so bullish on ETH, myself included, because it was the only chain where like it was like the native token Ethereum, like ETH, was used as like a form of payment. Like no one else was using anything else to do anything on it. Like there was the whole DeFi summer, and then there was like NFTs, and then Sol came around. People started using Sol, but it just like nothing could kill ETH because ETH was just doing the most volume, blah 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 blah. And then now, like after everyone sort of experienced playing with ETH with fees, they moved, because as we've noticed, Sol's price has gone up. People started like playing around on it, and they've realized that they can just like rotate. Like the real degenerates can just like rotate their capital really quickly with like no fees, and they like it. Whereas ETH sort of just in this like no man's land where it's still used, but it's not new enough to like warrant. Like everyone knows how it works, so
yeah, like
it's just in a weird spot. Like as I said, I still think it's going to go up a lot because it's the only other liquid cryptocurrency. It's the only other crypto that's liquid enough for TradFi to like play around with. But it's weird. I don't know. I have like mixed opinions on it.
I think the other thing too is that like the last cycle proved that there was demand, and this was even post the Q1 of 2021, where like you could probably argue that most things never were able to reach their all-time high again, apart from like a couple of the obvious ones like Sol and AVAX and all that other stuff. So you could clearly see that there was a demand, whether it was artificial or not, but like the idea of wanting to use something that wasn't ETH. And so like I think that theme will still continue, but I'm not sure if it's going to be like
100%. Like you actually, that's like spot on. Everyone wanted to use something else. Like people wanted to use Sol, wanted to use AVAX, but it was just like at that point, no one could like kill ETH, because when the market started nuking, those coins nuked harder, and everyone said, they tried to be an ETH killer, but they couldn't.
Yeah.
But then the reversal happens in a bull market where they actually outperform, and then the whole ETH killer thing comes back, and it'll be the same. I think this cycle it'll be like Sol will definitely outperform ETH, but it'll outperform it by a long shot. But then it'll probably nuke way harder, and it's just like which side do you want to be on? But it's obviously like a lot of people want to be on the bull side of the trade because you can net such a big profit. But like I mean, Sol will be a lot better this cycle than it was last cycle, and it already has proven because it literally passed ETH in fees in volume for like the week or whatever.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it shows the demand, right? Like,
yeah.
And then I didn't really fully understand the argument when I think there was like a discussion around like, people only want to get rich quick. That's why they're investing in Sol and AVAX, and like, ETH is going for the ultrasound money sort of idea, which I'm not fully understanding of what that even means to begin with. But it's just like ETH was the popular chain to use in like early 2021, and it may still be the popular chain to use. It's just that you can't really disagree with the fact that people wanted to do something else with it. And the fact that is still like the fact that people are still like, why would you go do that elsewhere and not on ETH? It's like I don't think they're quite understanding that like even on a harder chain to use, arguably Bitcoin, people are still going over there to try and do stuff on it. And
I've also heard the thought of like people want to, if they want to be in like a safe haven asset, everyone always talks about Bitcoin and Ethereum, but I've seen like people that are gambling on like Sol, AVAX, say, and they're just like, look, if I want to just sit in something comfy, I'm just going to sit in Bitcoin because it's obviously like the king. Whereas like ETH's in this awkward spot where it's like, you either call it like a safe haven like Bitcoin and Ethereum, or you call it like the L1 chain to use. And it's like not dominating in either. I mean, it is technically dominating in the L1 chain because it's like the main one. But as we saw, Sol actually flipped it. So at that point, it wasn't the main chain that week. And then it also isn't the main store of value crypto. So it's like, it's literally just like sitting in no man's land at that point. So it's like, it's not Bitcoin, but it's Sol was outperforming it, and it's just weird. Yeah, but that was just for a week. I don't know if that was like a top signal for Sol or not, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, right? Like, I
Yeah.
still think the demand for doing different stuff on ETH is like going to be there, and I think
it's an institutional grade asset. Just off its. I don't think it'll pump. As I said, I think it won't hit an all-time high. It'll hit 10K one day, but I just think TradFi will like it a lot. Because we're talking like we're in our like little echo chamber of like the fees, the this, the that, the speed, I don't know. TradFi really don't give a fuck about that. Like they usually just buy and hold, or they'll get their yield. They're not going to really mess around on chain. So yeah, I think ETH will pump, won't outperform the L1s because, well, it outperformed it in a bear market. It's not going to outperform Sol and AVAX in a bull market. Let's just say that. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
No, I think that's a good point.
I would add to the ETH thing though that like because of ETH's roadmap, the intention for the average user to use ETH main chain isn't there. It's to use the L2s. So in order for ETH to actually genuinely be a good investment allocation, the L2s need to see a big spike in activity. And I would argue that the way you should value ETH should be a combination of ETH market cap with the L2 market caps, and then any subsequent things built on that as well. And I think if you looked at that valuation, then ETH has been like the best performing. I don't know how you can chart that, but like if you took the sum of like Arb, Optimism, all these other L2s being built on top of ETH as adding to ETH's market cap, then it is definitely the most outperforming chain. Does that mean the token is good to hold? As in ETH native token? Maybe not.
That's the thing. It's like people have, like if you've been holding the L2s and, you bought them when DJ and Spartan bought, LDO and, if you bought like Op and Arb, all of that period, you'd be up you'd be doing really well. But then like on the opposite, it's like if you've been just holding raw ETH, it's like you haven't really been outperforming at all. So it's really interesting, like to see where, because if you're looking at the L2s, it's like the trade's actually been quite good, and then the ETH trade's been quite underwhelming. So it's strange, but yeah.
I don't know who's still raw dogging ETH these days. Like I'm heavy allocated ETH, but I'm allocated to ETH via
allocated through other things. Yeah, I still have like staked ETH, but I have like ETH allocated in other things as well, obviously, like Penguins and other stuff.
I don't want to talk about it, guys.
What about you, Tom? What's your thoughts for the new year?
Oh man, I feel like they've all been pretty much like, I don't know. We've all gone over stuff.
What's something spicy?
Yeah, give us a something random.
I think I do think maybe I'm more bullish, but I do think that less of a. This is just my own little tidbit, but I do think potentially less of a dip in April and more of like a continual grind higher over time.
Interesting. Well, that's that. A lot of the Ego Capital guys have said that. I think they said it'll be a slow, rangy grind upwards, sort of like 2023.
Yeah, I do think that it's like once money's in and institutions are in, just this is pure mid-curve kind of shit right here. But I do think that it's just like kind of range forever until there's like some serious product market fit. Q4.
Well, think about it. If we get like some rate cuts, and no black swans, it's could be a big liquidity injection. Yeah.
Remember, no dips. I'm just a humble reporter. I'm not spending like,
anyway, this all predictions. We're all just guessing, but
no, 100%. I do think that it just kind of pumps on ETF approval is essentially guaranteed at this point, and then just kind of chop fest a year.
That's fair enough.
Range higher, keep it moving. My one prediction that I will make while we're streaming here on Sanko is that less of a prediction and more of a statement, but the market remains wrong on DMT.
On DMT, yeah, I agree.
DMT, the whale's out. It's up only.
It's up only. Yeah, I agree.
The whales are out.
So yeah, DMT's just announced.
Might actually have to buy some just to support the Sanko.tv. I got to be a bag holder. I might just buy like a a little 1,000 USD or 500 USD and just cheer it on.
Yeah, I agree. You should pump my bags.
I'm not one to like publicize positions out of like that just general kind of things, but I do think that if we're gonna stream on Sanko,
Gotta support him. Yeah, I gotta support him.
Yeah, so obviously people that are tuning in probably already know, but they just announced the L3 on Arb. So the recent change to Arb means that you could use tokens as the native gas token. So all of the Sanko products that are coming out, so like your games, this obviously SankoTv, etc., will be able to run natively on a L3, which uses the DMT token, which has the burn mechanisms and everything as well. So million tokens cap supply with the burn means that the value accrual constantly comes back to DMT. So I really like the whole ecosystem that they're building out there. Good builders, good team.
Yeah. What about you, Z? Predictions for 2024?
I don't really have many, to be honest. The only one I had was that Prime cross promotion. Everything else is just.
It's a good one. Yeah, I like that. KSI and
Dare I
Logan
say
Paul.
that cross promotion might be the top.
Yeah, that looks sort of like a
overall top.
Pico top.
Yeah.
Maybe 2025, late 2024. I don't know.
When Prime the token is worth more than the drink company, yeah, that'll probably happen.
Yeah.
Which is more than likely to happen, to be honest, because we've seen stupid coins like Mana and Sand go to dummy.
Surely it's already like close to being. I don't know what Prime's even worth, but
I think the drink company Prime is worth a few billion, and the
oh really? Oh, so it's actually worth a bit. Okay.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
A few hundred.
Still got another 10x, and we'll get there.
Yeah, exactly. When the game's bigger, then yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah.
I don't
Fair
really know.
enough.
That's probably my only stupid one, which I think might happen. I think they're already buying right now, and like getting their bags ready to shill eventually.
Yeah.
True.
Makes sense.
Makes fucking perfect sense.
Sounds delusional, but
But
it makes sense. But it sounds.
45k sounded delusional this time in in 2023. So
That's true.
never know in this space.
No, other than that, not really, to be honest.
I don't think anyone I saw on my feed predicted 45k. Not even like I was like bullish, but I thought like we'd go to like 32k and top out or something like that.
Same.
I saw no one saying 45k. But yeah, it's interesting.
But yeah, nothing other than that really. Sol goes to 500 USD probably.
That'll be good. That'll be very good.
Might not be next year. Might not be this year though. But...
Yeah, the Sol Bull told us to buy at 22. That'll be a really good trade.
Would be.
Or 20, yeah.
Oh, Dupe launches in 2024.
If Dupe's worth like 50 or 40 cents, I'm just not going to sell it. Like I don't want to sell it for that much.
I think they'd be generally the only pre-market airdrop token that would round trip. I think like it launched on Avo at like 20 cents, went all the way up to
like
$88.
$1 nearly. Yeah.
Yeah, and now it's on its way back down to like 20 cents, and I think that would be hilarious.
If it launches at like 20, 30, 40 cents, like I'm not even going to sell it. I'm just not going to sell it.
I'm just going to give it back to the foundation.
Yeah. I'll just hold it to 0 or like wait for the eventual $10, 100 billion.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of rounds, Seiyan's come down a bit, but I think the bottom's in.
Bottom's in.
Bottom's in for Seiyan.
I think so.
Yeah.
Calling it. Didn't they like release like an NFT or something and everyone gets a free one, or is that like I don't even know.
I think we're all white. I think certain amount of holders are whitelisted or something for
that's
so
cool.
we missed out, or
I don't know.
No, I think we'd be right if we're holding the token. Yeah. I think the Seiyan team is actually doing a lot of stuff like eco-wise.
Yeah.
Like it's not just like a standard.
Well, they're like
coin.
partnering up with like with the actual team. With like that J dude or whatever his name is. But
meme ticker with a
I just love how seeing the devs like actually jump in on like stuff that the community makes. It just makes me feel good about like the chain.
Yeah.
Because like the worst part is like if a dev like has no idea what is going on in their own chain. I'm just like, dude, what the fuck? Like, how do you not know? Like,
Yeah, it's just the best of both worlds, that coin.
yeah,
Utility coin.
I love Dragon Ball Z.
And yeah, I think normies will catch on, maybe. I don't know. Even if they don't, it probably still goes to 100 mil.
Even if they don't, I still find it funny. I have like a mental illness problem where I will buy something even if I think it's funny, even if I don't think anyone else thinks it's funny, and I'll just waste money on it. So I will like buy a token if it's funny, just based off the fact that it's funny for me.
I think that's a good way to do it.
That is because that way you never FOMO. If it goes up, you've at least got a bag of it.
Yeah. I'm just retarded like that. Like, no, I'm not going to spend money on, that food item's too expensive. Oh, look, funny meme token that maybe no one else thinks funny. Or
not even kidding. I will find like quick sale eggs at the grocery store. And I'm like, oh man, hell yeah.
I spoke to someone recently when I was at the horse racing carnival event, and the dude's like, dude, I have like a problem. Like, I don't even buy coffee in the mornings because I'm like that much of a retard. Oh no, like just putting $200 on a horse. Yeah, no, 100%. I'll do it. It's just like fucking hell. We're all
that's so
fucked.
bullish.
We're just
that's so
hyping.
bullish.
Yeah,
though.
it's so bullish on gambling. Yeah. People go hungry.
How high we're going.
Yeah. Once people realize this is like the best online 24/7 casino, like no one's going to be playing sports bet.
That's what I saw. I saw like Geordie Alexander. He did on the Crypto Market Wizards pod.
Yeah, that was sick.
He said like poker, even if you're playing it online, like you need to like be laser focused for that amount of time. Like crypto, you don't need to be laser focused for that. Like for that period, you can buy it and you can just go chill, and then you can come back and it's higher or lower. Like it's completely different to like gambling with like actual games and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, you still got to be focused to get an edge, but like it's different kind of focus.
True. I mean, you're not literally just all positioned on one potential outcome.
Yeah, exactly. Like you could round trip it and fuck it up, and then it goes back up or something. Like I don't know. There's plenty of whereas like in sports, if you're gambling on like a game, like if you lose, you lose. Like there's no coming back from that.
Yep.
But yeah.
Cool. Should we?
Cool. Yeah, wrap it up. Yeah.
11:30.
Sounds good.
Yeah, shit. It is 11:30 and I've done nothing with my life. I woke up and did this, had a monster.
No, I love it. Love it. It was good to have all of the boys back on all together.
Yeah, it was wholesome.
Ever since the first one.
Yeah.
Nice,
On
good
this one, and we don't lose it.
Yeah. No. I've got that down pat now. But I think we should look to try and get some guests on a future.
Yeah.
So
Lumi when Poad.
Lumi when Poad. Yeah. But
I think getting Block Grays on here would be cool.
Would love to get Block Grays on. I think that'd be sick.
Yeah. I'll see.
Bear in mind, we did struggle to get Sticks on, considering he slept in and he knew we were going live this morning. So I like
set an alarm.
chances.
I'm sorry. I need to start setting alarms. I go to bed too late. That's my fucking problem.
You're just trying to wake up without an alarm.
Honestly, I reckon I would have woken up like right now if I didn't fucking. I would have like done what I did last time, just missed the entire thing. But thanks for the call.
Yeah, cool.
That was all good.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Good. Awesome.
Thanks, chat.
I'll leave it there.
Thanks, chat. Have a good one.
Hell yeah. We'll be back next week.
What's happening?
What's happening?